What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cruz, and today we're going over 10 essential items I don't leave home without. This is actually my second time making this type of video. The first time was about a year ago. Yeah, I think it was about a year ago, where the video quality still looked like this.
Today, one of my gas bill, I don't know if you can see.
So yeah, we've come a long way. Everything you're about to see is something I generally use on a regular basis. Some items may change depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing. For the most part, this is my everyday carry. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with the obvious, my keys and wallet. Probably one of the least exciting things on this list, but it's the first thing I check for before I'm leaving the crib. I've forgotten my phone before and I've forgotten my headphones before, but my keys, that's never happened. These keys basically take me everywhere, to the gym, coffee shops, filming locations. Pretty much every location you're gonna see throughout this video is because of these keys. And as for my wallet, it's one of those things where you never really think about it until you need it. So whether I'm grabbing gas, purchasing food, or buying something completely unnecessary, it's always with me. My wallet isn't the most fanciest thing on this list, but it gets the job done. All right, now for the first piece of tech. My iPhone. And yes, before anyone says anything, I'm still using the 13 Pro Max. I feel like most people will probably be too embarrassed to admit they're still using this phone, especially when there's a new one coming out every year. But honestly, I never really felt the need to upgrade. It's reliable, so I still use it. And like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is where I reply to text messages, take phone calls, manage my business, keep up with social media. And aside from all that, it's particularly useful to snap some B-roll when I'm out and about and I forgot my main camera. So while it might not be the newest phone out there, it's still one of the most important pieces of tech I carry every single day. All right, so if you know me, you know I almost always have some type of music playing in the background. So one thing I never leave the house without is some sort of audio device. Whether it's my AirPods or XM6s, I always have one of the two with me. What I like about the AirPods is they're small, easy to carry, and yeah, probably one of the most used items I use every day. Normally I use them when I'm at the gym or going out for a run. But when it comes to actually sitting down and getting work done, that's usually when I switch over to my XM6s. There's just something about putting on a pair of over-ear headphones that helps me focus and gets me locked in and ready to work. Personally for me, I found out wearing AirPods for long periods of time can start to irritate my ears, so whenever I know I'm in for a long work session, these XM6s are my go-tos. I like them because not only do they sound great, the earpads are soft and they don't squeeze your head too much. So while I personally consider my AirPods more of an everyday essential, I'd say my XM6s are more of a luxury item I bring along with me whenever I know I'll be traveling, editing, or doing a lot of work. Okay, arguably I should have started with this from the beginning, but obviously everything has to go somewhere, right? And that's where this bag comes in. It's the Tucano Gamo backpack. And hopefully I said that right. I've had this bag for a little while now. I caught that when I went to Staples, I think about a year ago. It's nothing fancy. It's more of a sporty, everyday laptop backpack. What I personally like about it is that it has an interior pocket specifically designed for 15.6 to 16-inch MacBooks. I call it sporty because it has an athletic aesthetic to it. I like the all black color look, plus that it's built with rubber material, which is what makes it such a great everyday bag for me, because when you pair the fact that it's water resistant with its looks and how light it is, it makes it perfect for daily use for me. So once I get home, everything goes back in the bag, so I'm ready for my next day. Okay, if there's one thing I use the most throughout the day, it's this. My MacBook. Here's where I plan out and edit all my videos, manage my business, and check on emails. I think what I love the most about the MacBook is how convenient and how easy they made it to link everything from my phone to my MacBook. Like for example, with AirDrop, all I gotta do is find my device, share a file, and just like that, I can access it from my iPhone, and vice versa, saving me a bunch of time in the long run, which I love, obviously. So apart from AirDrop, I'm always using this thing to text friends, clients, watch videos, movies, and do pretty much everything I gotta do. At first, I never planned to buy a MacBook, and actually at first I thought it was completely unnecessary, but it was actually my dad who talked to me and convinced me to buy it, and I ended up taking the risk. And honestly, I probably use my MacBook more than I use my phone. So if you're looking for a reason to get a MacBook, think of it like this. You get pretty much all the features of a desktop, but it's portable, so you can bring it anywhere you go. And that's why no matter how many of these everyday EDC videos I make, my MacBook is always gonna be a part of it. All right, so as much as I love tech, I still carry around this handy dandy notebook with me. Now I know some people might think it's useless since we can just take notes on our iPhones and laptops laptops nowadays, but I don't know, there's just something about writing notes on pen and paper that still appeals to me. So if I'm working at a cafe and get a random video idea, a business idea, or some random thought I want to write down, that's where this thing comes in handy for me. Okay, next up is probably one of the most boring items on my list, but it's also one of the most important. With all this tech I got on me, obviously there's gonna be some type of cables or miscellaneous items that I gotta bring with me. And trust me, probably one of the worst feelings in the world is driving to a location that you wanna do some work at, packing your bag, opening up your bag, taking off your laptop just to realize you're at 1%. So that's why I make sure to pack my phone charger, laptop charger, SD cards, and this super useful SD card reader so I can make these beautiful videos for you guys. And luckily my bag comes with these pockets here so I can put all my cables in without it being disorganized. If you've watched any of my videos recently, then you've probably seen footage from this DJI Pocket 3. And let me tell you, this thing has changed the way I film, and I really mean that. Before I bought this camera, I'd use my phone to make videos here and there, but never really consistently. And I felt like once I bought this thing, it pushed me to learn how to use it, which then led me to where I am now, becoming more consistent, producing content, and still learning. What I love about the Pocket 3 is that because it's so small, I'm able to bring it everywhere with me. And now that I say it out loud, it's probably why I've been able to be more consistent with my content, because if you always bring something around with you, you're more likely to use it. As this channel grows, I'm gonna upgrade to the Sony a6400, but for the meantime, this will do. It's not a bad choice. If you're a beginner like me and you're looking for a camera, I'd 100% recommend this one. Alright, next up, ND filters. If you're into cameras, you probably understand how important they are. The easiest and quickest way for me to describe them to you would be that they're like sunglasses, but for your camera. They're tiny and easy to lose, I should know. I lost one, but they make footage look significantly better, at least in my opinion. I used to use black diffusion filters all the time, which in case you don't know, basically soften the highlights and lower the contrast of your footage. But nowadays, I just use these regular ND filters. Primarily, I use ND64, and that's generally good enough for me. And I'll just adjust depending on how bright it is outside while I'm filming. So yeah, if I know I'm gonna be filming outdoors, then these are mandatory for me. Alright, so you know I had to save the best for last, and this is probably the coolest thing I bring around with me. It's my drone. This is the DJI Mini 3, and at first I wasn't planning to include it in the video, but now that it's summertime, I found myself using this thing more often. Not to mention that the video I uploaded before this one was my review talking all about this drone, so that's why it earned a spot on my top 10 list for me. Even though it's an older model, it still gets the job done. There was a bit of a learning curve when I first bought it, but after a day or two, I started getting the hang of it, and just like with everything in life, with a little bit of practice, it just became easier for me over time, and I just got better. Okay, so because I already made a video reviewing this drone, I won't bore you with the specs and all that, but what I will say is that this is the piece of gear that gives me the ability to shoot shots I could have never gotten otherwise, because it allows me to get a completely different perspective while I'm recording. So that's everything. These are the 10 items I carry around in my bag almost every single day. It's nothing crazy, and even though they're all different, they all serve the same purpose, which is to help me stay productive, make content, and continue building the life I'm working towards. If you made it this far, let me know what one item you never leave the house without. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.